We're heading into the beach. We did this last night and it was the most catastrophic disaster.
Oh,
We ended up,
it didn't go to plan.
no, we got dumped by a big wave and
Absolutely went under. The boat went under.
Everything
the boat
went
filled
under.
up with water.
so today we're trying a different tactic.
Are we?
Yes, we're going to succeed this time. Just judging the waves a bit here.
That's a big one.
They're quite big, look at this. Oh my goodness. That was a big one.
And we've got 2 horsepower.
That's a big one too by the looks of it. Another big one.
They're all big ones.
They're all big. That's a big one. That's going to be, whoa, that's going to be enormous, that one.
Right, does it look good?
Yeah.
Was it a yes?
Yeah, but you can't hesitate. He who hesitates will get more big ones.
Alright, here goes. That's a big one coming up there.
You're almost committed to getting very close to the shore. I think we'll be alright. Because there's no big one. As long as we get more speed.
Right out,
Well, we're getting a little one. But it's not big. Ah! Only a little bit of water in it this time.
You didn't even get wet.
I did. There we go. It's going to get tied up. And then we're going into the town to visit the brewmaster. Coming in. Okay, going into the brewery. Very quiet.
You want to film me?
I'll film. Well, you're welcome to film.
Give me just a second.
Yeah. So how long have you been down here?
I don't live here. I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh yeah, nice. Here we are at Angry Goats Brewery.
Yes.
In Costa Rica, in Coco. And with us we have...
John Brujak. I'm the head brewer here.
And how long have you been here, John?
We opened up the brewery in late August of 2015. So been going at it for just 2.5 years, and we've been able to, you know, build a following, ramp up production a little bit to a certain level, and which has led to this. So we've been brewing here on really, this is a high-tech homebrew system. This is the Blickman top tier system, and we kind of use it as a proof of concept. We weren't sure, you know, how this was going to work. So just back up a little bit. It's Christmas of 2014. My friend Eric Patton, like, well, what do we miss most about the States? And he's like, good beer. So he got in touch with me around Christmas of 2014 and said, what would it take to put together a small brewery in the corner of a basement of a sports bar in Costa Rica? So I came up with a plan. I had put this all together and sent it off to him, and he said, great. I said, it all looks pretty reasonable as far as cost goes. Who are you going to get to brew the beer? He goes, well, that's a dumb question. It's going to be you. I'm like, really? We played ice hockey together in Colorado Springs for a lot of years. And there's a R-rated story about me being nicknamed the Goat. Our hockey team lost a lot and we were angry about it, so we became the Angry Goats. And I brewed for the hockey team. We'd drink a beer in a parking lot after the game, take it to tournaments and things like that.
So your background is professional brewing?
No.
Or
Garage brewing.
Garage brewing, fantastic.
So, and this is a garage system.
Yeah.
Started brewing with tips from my brother-in-law and the guy who was the best man at my wedding. And you know, just practice a lot, and the guys from the hockey team would throw in some money, you know, every month or so, and I brew up a couple batches and we drink it. So fast forward a couple years later, and what I'm doing is I'm watering right now, rinsing the grains to get the rest of the the sugars out of the grains. Today I'm brewing our amber.
Oh, I like that. I had some yesterday.
Thank you.
I gave it a 9 actually.
Oh, thanks.
1 hour.
Appreciate that.
So what sort of grains are you running here?
So we used to purchase our grains from the United States and ship them in, but it got too expensive to do that. So we now use, the majority of our grains are German, from Weyermann Malting Company, with some specialty malts from Castle Malting in, I think it's Belgium. And so that helps us save some money because there's less import costs on those grains, and we get them from a local, well, an in-country distributor.
Yep.
And I also think the Weyermann grains are very high quality, so we like the way the flavors we get out of these particular grains. So in this particular, in the amber, I use the base malt, a 2-row pale ale malt, a couple of pounds of 45, L45, a pound of Castle's Kerrygold to give it a little bit of a brown sugar taste to it, a handful of chocolate, and a pound of aromatic, give a little bit of a malt aroma in the glass. And the only hops that are in this are German Northern Brewer. So 1 hop, 2 different charges, different times in the boil. So we steep the grains for 1.5 hours, so I'm lautering now with 170 degree water. Don't want to go too hot on the lautering, you don't want to pull any off flavors out of the colored hulls. It can get a little bit too brisk and rough, like a cup of really strong tea. Yeah. So the hops go in the boil. I don't put hops in my mash.
All right.
I'll do that after the boil fires up.
Yep.
For a couple different times. Fermentation room is in here.
What temperature do you keep this at?
We try to keep this at 68 degrees. Amber will be in here for 10 days, and then we'll move it into the cold room that's right behind you. This is yesterday's IPA. Day before was pale ale. Day before that was a Kolsch. Day before that was another IPA. Day before that was another Kolsch. I got a Witzenbach hiding in the corner that's plugging away. That's going to take another
while, yeah.
That's going to take another week or so. So depending on the beer, the IPA, the pales, the ambers, it's about 10 days in here. The Kolsch needs to be in the fermentation room. It's a different kind of yeast, so it needs to be in here for 10 or 11 days. When we start, and there's a lot of ways that beer disappears in the system. Some volume disappears by the production of alcohol. CO2 is mass that leaves the beer. Alcohol takes up a little bit less space than water. There's protein dropout, the yeast eats stuff. And at the very end we get about 32 gallons of beer to fill 2 standard American half kegs. So 1 barrel per day production. Comes into the cold room. And we'll sit in here for anywhere from 4 days to 10 days, depending on the beer.
All right.
I moved in just a straight up Hefeweizen yesterday. As long as the temperature's good, I can move it into the spray tank after I keg up this Kolsch. So that's going to get kegged today, and we'll serve it today upstairs. We can't keep up with production anymore.
That's good. That's a good thing.
We made a decision about 1.5 years ago to expand.
Right.
And it's resulted in this 5-barrel system from NFE Machinery in China.
This is a total manual system, or is it automated somewhat?
It's manual.
Totally manual.
I mean, we have you know, temperature controls and things like that, but everything is. It's going to be like the Wizard of Oz and doing and cranking stuff and turning levers and all that other stuff.
Nice.
This is our fermentation control panel, and that's what you guys are working on today. We're working on the glycol system to get the flow properly balanced. Hopefully brewing on this system at the end of the week.
Oh, nice. Oh. Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be really nice to brew 10 times as much at once in the same amount of time it takes me to brew 30.
So it's a 5-barrel.
5-barrel system.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Nice. Wow. So that'll, of course, take up more of your time.
My time frames will change. I'll probably be here a little bit more, home a little bit less.
And do you have an apprentice brewer, or do you?
Yes, I have a young lady who works with us, Danny. I believe she's cleaning kegs today. We clean them off-site.
Yep. And her background's in brewing, or she's starting?
Her background is in baking.
All right.
Oh, similar.
Oh, yeah, yeast.
Yep, so she's learning step by step. And when I'm home, she brews.
And where do you source your hops?
We import them from the States. We use some English varieties in our porter, Challenger, and East Kent Goldings. And some other German, the Kolsch that I'll give you a try here in a little bit is German hop sauce. But most everything else is American. The IPA, the Pale Ale. Actually, in the Hefeweizen, I use an American hop called Willamette, which is very close to some German hops in its floral character. The difficulty for a small brewery is sourcing a reliable source of hops. So I use a lot of I contact breweries in Albuquerque when I go home about their unused over contracted hops.
All right.
And then I use a service called Legal Exchange, which is a nationwide, it goes all throughout the United States and Canada, and all those breweries everywhere that have unused hops on their contracts, I'm able to buy it at their cost.
Nice, nice.
And then I either bring it in my suitcase and declare it on my customs form when I come in, or we've been shipping them through an importer of late, particularly with the big system, because I can't carry 55 pounds of hops in my bag and have room for my clothes.
No, not at all. And filtration, what?
We don't.
None at all?
Nope, we naturally condition the beer. If we're able to take the time to make it happen, it drops as clear as, not as clear as filter, but you can barely tell the difference. Now, let's take a step back from that. When we do go canning and put the canning line in,
And your favorite beer?
My favorite beer that I make, my favorite beer ever, my favorite beer...
Bit of everything?
I'm pretty partial to our pale ale.
That's what you like, the pale ale.
That was the most frustrating.
That's quite complex, that is.
It's my most frustrating beer. It took me 2 years to really dial that in. And we finally hit on something and decided to stick with it. I enjoy making the IPA. It's a challenge, and making sure we get the aromas and the alcohol content right on that. We make a coconut porter. We call it Pipa Porter. Pipa is actually the coconut milk. We don't put coconut milk. We actually put in and toast shredded coconut into the beer, and we put it in the boil for a few minutes, and then we actually dry hop with some more toasted coconut in the fermentation tank. That's a big seller. People will occasionally have that with a scoop of vanilla ice cream in it.
Nice.
I am really happy with the Kolsch and the challenge that's presented us, because it's a very light bodied beer. And no mistakes, can't make any mistakes on that beer at all.
Standard Kolsch is pretty hard to get right.
And I'm very interested to see what you think when I give you a taste of that. And I'm excited about that one, because I think it's going to be a big seller for us. Actually, every single ounce of Kolsch that we've made so far is sold.
So the craft beer scene in Costa Rica
is growing.
Is there one?
It's growing. Yes.
It's growing. Yeah. Mainly in San Salvador or
San Jose.
San Jose.
Yeah, that's where the majority of the brewers are. Breweries are. There's us here. There's another one in town. Next door, they brew a couple and serve out of their cafe. There's another gentleman in town who brews but distributes his beer to San Jose at a restaurant that he and his mother own. It's called Monkey Head.
Right.
Down in Tamarindo is Volcano. And they have two of our beers on tap, the Coconut Porter and the Kolsch. And then we've got 4 other places down there that are serving a variety of the Amber Porter, IPA, Pale Ale. I have one gentleman here who loves my double IPA. Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos. If you're watching. But every time we put the double IPA on, one of the servers here gives him a call, and he comes up from San Jose and has a couple of pints of double IPA. He's got a vacation home here. So That's basically it. It's not classically trained.
That's what we like.
It's
Makes it
just living the dream, you know.
Yeah. Well, thank you for showing us around.
You're very welcome. If you're in town and you see any snakes, let me know. I'm also the local snake wrangler.
Or a nice sea snake this morning.
Did you? Nice.
Yeah, we're out on the yacht there, so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
They don't come into Cocoa Bay too often.
Right. Yeah, he was about. That would have been.
Well, that's a pretty big. That's a pretty big one. That's about as big as they get. They're pretty mellow. You can pick them up by the tail.
Really?
Put them back in the water.
But venomous.
Oh, kill you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, you guys have been great. Let me go get a couple of glasses. Magnus, Wendy, this is Pete. This is the owner of Coconutz.
Hello.
These guys do a beer YouTube channel in Australia.
Oh, tremendous. Yeah,
So,
you're on film.
Yeah. So we came and had a chat yesterday and said, can we come down when you're a little bit quiet? And
Sure.
so yeah, we'll have it out on YouTube in a few weeks.
Oh, tremendous, thank you.
Sensational beer.
Let's go try some cold.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm always rolling.
We're just going in to check out some Kolsch straight out of the barrel.
Sweet.
We want that to be a little clearer, but it should drop.
It'll get there, it'll get there.
Drop there a little bit later today. Well, how do you toast in Australia?
Well, with all of our English heritage, there's some people say bottoms up and some people...
Just checking on that tube that fell out earlier. Don't want more water on the floor.
But generally we say, cheers mate.
Cheers, mate.
Good health.
Love it. Oh, beautiful.
I'll do a review before I drink it. So here we are, Angry Goats Brewery, in the chiller room. Gonna try one of the special Kolsches from here. Oh yeah. Already it's a good one. Oh wow. That's just the right, first of all it's just the right temperature, which is a big thing with me. Even though we're in a cold room, it hits you beautifully, and there's nothing's too overpowering, but you can tell exactly what it is just by the tip of your tongue in there. You can tell what it is. That's right up there. We're looking at a 9.5-ish Kolsch. It is cloudy still, but like it'll drop in a few hours, and it'll come out of it. You can't taste any. There's no lumps in your teeth. It's beautiful.
You don't need a toothpick after you drink it.
It is beautiful. Right. Cheers. Thanks again for showing us through.
Thank you very much.
Introducing us to your beers. They are sensational. So you're down here in Costa Rica and Coco, drop in and have some beers because they are good.